President Trump sent shockwaves through the international community this week with a bold statement regarding Iran. In an interview, he declared his willingness to use military force if a new nuclear deal is not reached. "I may go in very willingly to war, if we can't get a deal," Trump asserted. This stark warning underscores the high stakes of the ongoing negotiations with Tehran. The world watches with bated breath as the possibility of another Middle Eastern conflict looms large. Trump's statement represents a significant escalation in rhetoric. It marks a departure from the more cautious approach adopted by his predecessors. The president's critics argue that such bellicose language is counterproductive and could push Iran further away from the negotiating table. However, Trump's supporters maintain that his tough stance is necessary to bring Iran to heel. The president's comments come at a time of heightened tensions between the United States and Iran. Tehran continues to enrich uranium at levels that alarm Western powers. The International Atomic Energy Agency has reported that Iran has produced uranium enriched to 60%, a level dangerously close to weapons grade. This development has raised fears that Iran is moving closer to developing nuclear weapons capability. Trump's willingness to use force is a clear signal that he is prepared to take unprecedented measures to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. While the president has not ruled out a diplomatic solution, his recent statements suggest that time is running out for Iran to strike a deal. The world waits with a mixture of trepidation and hope as the shadow of war hangs heavy over the Middle East. As tensions escalate, all eyes turn towards Oman, where U.S. and Iranian officials are scheduled to meet this Saturday. This meeting represents a crucial opportunity to salvage the faltering nuclear negotiations. The stakes could not be higher, with the specter of war looming over the talks. Both sides face immense pressure to find common ground and avert a catastrophic conflict. The path to a diplomatic solution is fraught with obstacles. The U.S. demands a complete rollback of Iran's nuclear program, including its enrichment activities. Iran, on the other hand, insists on its right to peaceful nuclear technology. Bridging this divide will require significant concessions from both sides. Adding to the complexity of the situation is the issue of sanctions relief. Iran demands the lifting of crippling economic sanctions imposed by the Trump administration. The U.S., however, insists on maintaining some sanctions as leverage to ensure Iran's compliance with any future agreement. Finding a formula for sanctions relief that satisfies both sides will be a major challenge. The outcome of the Oman talks remains uncertain. Success will depend on the willingness of both sides to compromise and find creative solutions to the many sticking points. Failure, however, could have dire consequences, potentially pushing the region closer to the brink of war. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation is the stance of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A staunch critic of Iran, Netanyahu has repeatedly warned against the dangers of a nuclear-armed Iran. He has urged the international community to adopt a hard line against Tehran and has not ruled out the possibility of unilateral military action to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. Netanyahu's position on the nuclear negotiations is clear. Anything short of the complete dismantlement of Iran's nuclear program is unacceptable. He argues that any deal that allows Iran to retain even a limited enrichment capability would be a grave mistake, paving the way for Iran to eventually develop nuclear weapons. The Israeli leader has reportedly conveyed his concerns directly to President Trump, urging him not to repeat what he sees as the mistakes of the previous administration. Netanyahu believes that the 2015 nuclear deal, negotiated by the Obama administration, was deeply flawed and emboldened Iran without effectively curbing its nuclear ambitions. Netanyahu's stance puts him at odds with some members of the international community who believe that a negotiated settlement is still possible. However, the Israeli leader's concerns cannot be easily dismissed. His warnings serve as a reminder of the high stakes involved and the potential consequences of failing to reach a deal that effectively addresses the threat posed by Iran's nuclear program. In this scene, we delve into the ambitious and controversial Middle East policies initiated by President Donald Trump. His administration's approach was marked by a stark departure from previous U.S. strategies. From recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel to brokering normalization deals between Israel and several Arab nations, Trump's overture aimed to reshape the geopolitical landscape. But it also sparked intense debates and raised questions about long-term stability in the region. The Middle East has always been a region of high stakes, where the line between peace and war is often razor-thin. In this scene, we explore the delicate balance of power and the intricate web of alliances and enmities. From the ongoing conflicts in Syria and Yemen to the fragile peace talks between Israel and Palestine, every move carries significant consequences. The pursuit of peace is fraught with challenges, but the cost of war is immeasurable. As the region continues to navigate these turbulent waters, the international community watches closely, hoping for a breakthrough,